No matter who you are, no matter what you did, no matter what you have, you can always be changed, become better version of yourself. With this motivational quote, I welcome you all in Science VN. My today's video is based on the topic Changes Around Us, Class 6th. Let's start. If I'll say you to just see around yourself, you will notice many changes which are taking place around yourself. The changes not only take place around us, but many of the changes they take place in our body also. Step by step, we will learn them. Okay, now let's imagine that you have gone to a salon for a haircut. After haircut, when you found yourself in front of mirror, you found that your long hairs are now being short. So did you notice any change? Yes, that is also a change. If I'll take a balloon and I will blow air into the balloon, what will you notice? The balloon will start changing its shape and its size. It will be inflated. But if I'll squeeze out all the air from it, yes, it will be deflated balloon. Was it a change? Yes, it was a change. But in this change, the balloon's color is not changed. The color is same only, right? But this we will study later on about in the different types of the changes. Let's recall more examples. If I will say you, if God will come and grant you with some power, magical powers, what will you like to change? Some of you might say, I would like to change our Prime Minister. Yes. Some of you will say that I would like to change our science teacher. Yes, obviously. But nobody is going to come and give you these such magical powers, right? Just imagine you're coming from school and in a kitchen you found your father rolling a chapati for you instead of your mother. Was it a change? Yes, it is also a change, right? So dear students, here we are going to study about different changes. But before telling you about the different changes, let me tell you a definition for change. So if a question comes to you, what is a change? What will you say? Yes, you will say anything which shows us a different in its shape, color, size. With changing it, applying some kind of force or giving him some pressure or at a certain conditions. Giving these conditions, if we notice any change in that object or that thing or that process, what it was before, is known as a change. Means anything, any different thing that we noticed, right? So that is defined as a change. Now, the change is divided into two processes, or we can say the two types. So the two types are reversible change and irreversible change. राइट सो रिवर्सिबल का मतलब होता है, रिवर्सिबल मीन्स दैट कैन रिवर्स इटसेल्फ, जो अपने आप को दोबारा से री कर सकता है, दोबारा से अकर करवा सकता है, दैट इज नोन एज रिवर्सिबल. वो जो पहले था वो दोबारा से वो बन सकता है, राइट, दैट मीन्स रिवर्सिबल. So the thing, the process in which a thing can reverse itself is known as a reversible change, right? And irreversible on the other hand means irreversible, that cannot reverse itself. It went undergo some conditions that cannot be processed again. So it cannot change itself. So let's study about the two changes in detail. So here let's discuss about few examples of reversible and irreversible. Like if I'll say blowing air into a balloon or blowing air into a cycle tire, is it a reversible change or irreversible change? Yes, it can be done again, so it is a reversible change. Rolling chapati from a dough, was it a reversible or irreversible? Suppose मुझे भूख लगी है और मैं अपने लिए चपाती रोल कर रही हूँ, लेकिन जो चपाती की जो शेप आई है ना वो अच्छी नहीं लग रही मुझे, वो इंडिया का मैप बन गया है. सो अब मुझे वैसी चपाती नहीं चाहिए, गेस्ट आ रहे हैं, राइट? तो मैं दोबारा क्या करूँगी, दोबारा से मैं उसको अगेन आई कैन रोल इनटू अ सर्कल, लाइक सर्कल शेप चपाती. सो मैंने क्या किया, कंडीशंस जो पहले थी ना उसकी आटे की, वही दोबारा मैंने उसको डो नीट कर दिया और मैंने दोबारा से वही उसको गोल कर दिया, उसके अच्छे डिजायर्ड शेप ले ली. तो ये कौन सा चेंज हुआ? इट इज़ अ रिवर्सिबल चेंज. लाइक और चॉकलेट मिली मुझे गिफ्ट में, मैं चॉकलेट खाना भूल गई, थोड़ी देर बाद गर्मियों के दिन थे, सारी चॉकलेट मेल्ट हो गई. अब क्या करूं? अब नाउ आई टेक दैट चॉकलेट अगेन और उसको मैंने फ्रीजर में रख दिया. आई गेट माई चॉकलेट बैक. आप मैं इजीली उसके पीसेस एंजॉय कर सकती हूँ. सो वो चेंजेस जिसको अब हम रिपीट कर सकते हैं, दोबारा वो अपनी कंडीशंस में जा सकते हैं, अपनी शेप ले सकते हैं, अपना दोबारा वो साइज गेन कर सकते हैं, दे ऑल आर नोन एज रिवर्सिबल चेंजेस. एग्जैक्टली. नाउ इरिवर्सिबल चेंजेस लाइक मुझे दूध पसंद नहीं है एंड आई लाइक टू ईट कर्ड इंस्टेड ऑफ टेकिंग मिल्क. सो कर्ड बनाने के लिए मुझे क्या चाहिए, मैंने ल्यूकवार्म मिल्क लिया, एक लाइक 1 स्पून आई एडेड कर्ड, कीप इट फॉर सम आवर्स, कर्ड बन गया, राइट. लेकिन कर्ड फिर से खाने का मन नहीं कर रहा, अब मुझे चाहिए कि मुझे खीर खानी है, तो कैन फ्रॉम दैट कर्ड आई गेट द मिल्क बैक. क्या उस कर्ड को मैं दोबारा मिल्क में कन्वर्ट कर सकती हूँ? क्वाइट नेक्स्ट टू पॉसिबल, क्योंकि वो उसकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज चेंज हो गई है. सो वो चेंज जिसे हम दोबारा से पहले जैसा नहीं कर सकते हैं, इट इज नोन एज इरिवर्सिबल चेंज. एक्शन और अ चेंज कैन बी ऑफ 2 टाइप्स ऑल्सो, लाइक अ स्लो और अ फास्ट चेंज, है ना. इस चीज से फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि वो स्लो चेंज है वो रिवर्सिबल होगा या इरिवर्सिबल होगा, या फास्ट चेंज हमेशा इरिवर्सिबल होगा या रिवर्सिबल होगा. तो एक चेंज होता है स्लो चेंज होता है, एक होता है फास्ट चेंज. सो स्लो चेंज में आप कौन से एग्जांपल्स ले सकते हो? मींस उसमें चेंज हो रहा है लेकिन विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम. लाइक अब मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया था सेटलिंग ऑफ कर्ड. सो वो इंस्टेंट तो नहीं हुआ ना, मुझे अभी कर्ड चाहिए था, अभी मैंने मिल्क में स्टर किया 1 स्पून कर्ड का और कर्ड रेडी है. येस, इट इज अ स्लो चेंज. Now, let me give you an example of a fast change. During Diwali, bursting crackers is a favorite pastime, right? So, when we are about to burst a cracker, so हमें advice दी जाती है कि just be careful, है ना, get away from it. क्यों? Because the moment the cracker takes the fire, gets that fire, immediately it explodes. So, what type of change it is? It is a fast change. Now, moving on to next is further the distribution in reversible and irreversible. Dear students, in this also comes 2 very important changes, that is physical change and chemical change. So let us study about physical and chemical change also. In physical change, the word physical refers to the term physique. So when I say physique, what do I mean? I mean the outlook of that thing or that person. If I'll ask you, give me the, if you don't, suppose if you don't know the name of the flower, your favorite flower, Hana, if you don't know the name, then how will you tell me? Okay ma'am, it is of pink color, its size is this much and it's having some yellow petals also inside it, right? So what you are telling me, आप मुझे क्या बता रहे हो? आप मुझे उसकी विशेषता बता रहे हो, like physical उसके looks बता रहे हो. Like you tell me a man of height around 5'4" or with a curly hair or with a fair complexion. So these all are the physical features. So this means the term physical. So what does a term physical change means? Physical change means the noticeable change in which only the matter changes, means whether it's a solid, now it's a liquid, or it is a liquid, it changes into a gas. So that is known as a physical change. Let me give an example here. Like if I'll convert water into ice. Now again, if I want, can that ice be converted back into water? Yes, right. So ice is in the stage of, it is in which stage? It is in solid, right, state. Now converting onto water, it gets changed into a liquid state. So here there is a change of the 2 states of matter, solid into liquid. Similarly, if you want, just go for evaporation and that it will changes into gas state also. So here it is a change in the state of the matter, that is known as a physical change. So dear students, always remember the difference between physical and chemical is, in chemical always remember something new is forming, कुछ नया बन रहा है, नया मॉलिक्यूल बन रहा है, नई चीज बन रही है. बट इन फिजिकल चेंज देयर इज नो सच न्यू थिंग इज न्यू थिंग हैज बीन मेड. Now next move on to chemical changes. So what are chemical changes? A chemical change is a change in which a reaction takes place and a new substance is formed. So with the help of few examples, let's study it also. Right. Very first, I'm taking an example of a rusting. What is rusting? Rusting is the deterioration of a metal like iron when iron is kept for a long duration under like water, moisture, air, etc. So it develops a kind of a layer or a coating over it, that is known as rusting. राइट. रस्टिंग में एक्चुअली होता क्या है? रस्टिंग में लाइक आयरन इज देयर, Fe इज देयर, है ना. Fe इज द सिंबल ऑफ आयरन. Fe in the presence of conditions like oxygen, moisture in the air, it produces Fe2O3 and X molecules of water. That is a rust. So rusting is a type of a chemical change where an iron now gets converted into a rust. So यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? आयरन की जो स्टेयर थी अब उसके ऊपर एक अजीब सी कोटिंग आ गई है. लाइक that has deteriorated the surface of an iron. So it is known as a rusting. Right, so that is a chemical change. Now let's discuss the second example, that is combustion. So what is combustion? Combustion means the burning of a substance in the presence of air. Right, suppose यहाँ पे I have taken a logs of wood और उस logs of wood को मैंने क्या करा? Fire लगा दी. Right, what will happen? The log of wood after some time get changes into ashes. मुझे लकड़ियाँ वापस मिली? नहीं मिलेगा. क्या मिलेगा मुझे? I'll only get the ashes. So this conversion of wood into ashes is known as a chemical change. अब ये chemical change क्यों हुआ है? ये chemical change इसलिए हुआ है because in this a reaction has taken place. That is, wood is having a high content of carbon. So C, कार्बन का फॉर्मूला कार्बन का सिंबल is C. So C plus O2, oxygen in the atmosphere gives you CO2. Right, so this reaction has taken place which converted that wood, log of wood into ashes. So here I would like to ask you a question. This burning of wood is a chemical change, agree, but under which change will you keep it? Would you like to keep it in a reversible or irreversible? Yes, it is an irreversible changes. This is what I told you previous. Like I told you, irreversible changes, new substance is formed. Here also chemical. So it's a hint for you. Means whenever a new substance form, so make sure it is a chemical as well as it is an irreversible change. Now I asked you before when I started the session, I asked you, any change is taking place in our body also? Yes. Growing of a child into an adult, that is also a type of change and we will call it a physical change, है ना. If I want कि that change to be reversed back, मुझे दोबारा से भगवान छोटा बच्चा बना दे, would it be possible? No, never, है ना. So with the passage of time we grew, a small child grew into an adult man, so that is again a changes. Various changes are taking place in our body. Similarly, there is such process which is known as digestion. So digestion is also a type of a chemical change where the glucose molecule get converted and gives us energy. So again that is a type of a chemical change. These are the few of the changes which I have discussed with you. They all comes into the category of chemical change. Now in NCERT book there is a one topic of expansion and contraction also. So expansion and contraction, these two terms also comes when we discussed about the changes. Like suppose I have taken a rubber band here and I am stretching that rubber band. So stretching of that rubber band, what I am doing, I am increasing its qualities. Like I am stretching it. When I am stretching the rubber band, what happens? It's getting expanded, or the moment I relieve it, I release it, it contracts. Expansion and contraction. Metals undergo expansion. Like the tools that we used in agriculture or the wheel of a cart, the wooden wheel, it's having a rim of an iron, right? Always notice, you must have noticed also, the rim is always smaller as compared to the wooden, that circle or that wooden wheel of the cart. Why? Because when we have to fix that rim onto the wheel, we have to little heat it. So when we heat it, the metal rim, it expands. So that is why it is made smaller. So this is a very important question that your teacher might ask you as a give reason question. So this was about expansion and contraction. So my next video will be based on the questions and answers that your teacher may ask you from the chapter Changes Around Us. Don't miss it, and do like, share and subscribe my channel Scienceophian. Thank you so much for watching.